Right, everybody, welcome into the high noon stream here for a Friday afternoon. A little bit late today. I do apologize for that. Hold on, let me get the chat room up. I'll tell you what happened today. Here, this is what happened. This is why. And I don't need to hear it from Byron. I don't need to hear it from anybody. So I woke up at early today. I woke up at 6:50. Early for me. I know some of you wake up much earlier than that. I woke up at around 6:30 because the dog wanted to go out, so I let the dog out. And then I had to go to the bathroom. And I don't know, the bathroom kind of woke me up. So I was up. So I was up at 7. I was puttering around and I made a cup of coffee. And then I decided to go and I was going to lay in bed and I was going to start my reading about an hour early today. I fell asleep and I woke up again at 11:05. Holy shit, having done nothing. So I crammed. I tried to do as much as that's why we're a little bit late today. It's my fault. I was up really early and then I let off the gas. I know it's Friday. I know it's a beautiful day out there, but you can't let off the gas, people. You can't relax. You got to just keep going forward. Otherwise, that's what happened to me. I apologize. All right, let's do this right from the start. Chat room. Calling the attention of the chat room, please. Chat room people. Refresh your phones. Let's play a little heat wave poker here. Let's see what the temperature is. I want you all to refresh your phones right now. Tell me what the temperature is, where you are, and tell me where you are. If you're in Fort Worth, I want you to say it's 101 in Fort Worth. If you're in Chicago, I want you to say it's not 90 in Chicago. Heat wave poker. Here we go. All right. Now I'm gonna. Mine is buffering. All right, my current temperature here in heat wave poker. Here's what you've got to beat, chat room. Can you beat a current of 99 degrees? 99 degrees here in Highland Park at 12:12. What do you got? Leslie's got 97. But you're not telling me where, Leslie. Where? Leslie, where are you? 97 where? Jeff says 76 in the cornfields of Iowa. Oh, boy, does that sound nice. 97 in Bonham, JBM. And today's my birthday. Happy birthday to JBM. Look at her. Happy birthday. 97 in Denton. 96. We got Melissa's 96 in Dallas. We got Byron is 96 in Mesquite. All right, 92 in Hey Joe, I'm sorry. Is it? What is that? Juan. I don't know how to say it, Joe. Joe says it's 92 in Juan, Texas. I don't know how to say that. Everybody in the chat room right now, wish JBM a happy birthday. It's her birthday. All right, let's get started with today's show because we've got a lot of stuff I want to get into here. Oh, once again, end of the month, tip the show. If you can tip the show, please tip the show. I'm going to leave it up all day. It's up there for every show right there at the bottom. Cash App, Venmo. These shows, 2 streams every day, the high noon, Monday through Friday at noon. That's current events and topics and headlines and all that stuff. You'll see. We're going to do it here. Then we come back Monday through Thursday with Parker and myself. We do a second stream in the evening. We call that Pillow Talk. All of them 100% free to you if you're so inclined, if you're so moved, if you're impassioned to drop a little something in our coffers, please do. Venmo, Cash App, all that stuff. This show runs entirely on your gratuities. That's it. Entirely. That's it. No sponsors. Don't want commercials. I mean, I guess I wouldn't be opposed to a title sponsor. If a title sponsor wanted to come in and, cover the little nut that we need to get to every month, that'd be fine. That'd be perfectly fine. But, beggars can't be choosers. And make no mistake, at this time of the month, the 29th, I am a beggar. So tip the show if you can, please. That'd be appreciated. If not, as always, love you anyway. I get it. All right, let's get into what today is. Today is the 29th day of July. How many days are in July? 31? I'm hoping 31. For bills, I'm hoping 31. Is it 30? When is it? When do we got to start sweating? Next week? Next week the first? I don't know. Anyway, July 29th is the 210th day of the year. There are 155 days remaining until the end of the year. So as we say around these parts, chat room, say it. It's not. Make your New Year's Eve plans. That's what we say around here. That's what we say when we say there's only so many days until the end of the year. 210. See, it's I'm being silly because it's absurd because there's 210 days left. Did I mention I just woke up like an hour ago? I woke up twice today. That sucks. That's a bad day. That's not a good way to start a Friday. Waking up twice? Waking up once sucks. I mean, initially it's good that you wake up because you're like, okay, I'm alive. But then you're like, oh man, sleeping was so awesome. And now I got to do, I did that twice today. I did that twice. And the second time that I woke up, the one at 11:05, it was a panicked wake up. And those are the worst panicked wake ups. Oh God, I hate that. All right, so what happened on this day? This is we do this in parts. We go through the history of the day. We tell you all the important things that occurred on this day and why we should observe today with either reverence or whatever you want to do. And then we go through birthdays. We celebrate all the important people who are having birthdays today, and then we cover those who have passed us on this day. The significance of the day. That's what this part is about. This portion of the show, folks. I can't get it. In 1901, the land lottery in Oklahoma began. Isn't that the movie Far and Away? The Tom Cruise movie where isn't that what the land lottery was? Where like all of these shanty Irish immigrants just like lined up for like hundreds of miles along a border, and then I don't know what the sun got to a certain place because you couldn't just be dude with a whistle. I mean, there were people. People aren't going to hear that whistle 5 miles up the line. And then they all ran, right? And then they all ran and they grabbed their. I don't know. Seems like in this day and age, should we discover a new plot of land that we won't because we've discovered everything on this blue marble, we'll probably have a better way of doing it than just, hey, run and grab your land. I got to rewatch that movie. Far and Away, Ron Howard, Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman. I remember it being sort of made fun of at the time. And I think it was just because it was like at the beginning when we were just starting to get sick of Tom Cruise. Like we have gotten sick of Tom Cruise multiple times throughout the arc of his career. We got sick of him in the 90s. Remember when suddenly he couldn't do anything right when he was doing like Eyes Wide Shut and like all these, he just did weird shit. And we were like, okay, so we're done with Tom Cruise. And then the Mission Impossible stuff just blew him up into like a whole nother category. And we're like, okay, so I guess we're stuck with Tom Cruise. And then Tom Cruise did a whole bunch. Tom Cruise is great. Don't get me wrong. I'm just telling you, he's been a movie star since 1982. And there have been times when we've been a little bit less interested in him. And I think Far and Away was a movie that was released in a period where Tom Cruise was ripe for the mocking. But it was a good movie. I liked it. All right, that on this day in 1901. On this day in 1921, Adolf Hitler becomes the leader of the National Socialist German Workers' Party. 1921, he had drive. He had ambition, that young Adolf Hitler. 1948, the Olympic Games return. After a hiatus of 12 years caused by World War II, the first Summer Olympics to be held since the summer of 36 in Berlin open in London, the 1948 London Olympics. I don't know anything about that. I don't I had never really thought until this morning that the Olympics were canceled during World War II. Never really considered that. Guess it happened. I guess you couldn't have an Olympics if, that wouldn't make sense if you're in a world war. On this day in 1957, The Tonight Show, starring Jack Paar, premieres on NBC. It began essentially what we now know as the modern day talk show, which really is fallen apart as a thing. The modern day talk show is what Jack Paar started on this day in 1957 on NBC with Tonight. That format of a dude sitting there and, hi folks, hi, it's me. Well, basically what I'm doing. And then bringing on guests. I don't do that. I don't bring on guests. But Jack Paar did. And it was like there was one of three things on TV, and like millions and like Super Bowl audiences tuned in every single night. Well, not that much because not that many people had TVs. But you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, big, huge, massive audiences. Doesn't happen anymore. I mean, I can't remember the last time I watched a talk show. I don't know the last time that I specifically said, "Oh, I got to watch." Who is it? Fallon. I've never tuned in for a Fallon. I've never seen an entire Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show. I've seen clips circulating online and stuff. I don't know. On this day, 1957, Jack Paar, The Tonight Show. Some say he's the best host ever. I don't know. Those people are all dead now, so not many say it, but you know what I mean? A lot of people said Jack Paar. Oh, Jack Paar was the best ever. 1976, on this day in New York City, David Berkowitz, a.k.a. the son of Sam, kills one person and seriously wounds another in his first in a series of attacks. Yes, this day, today, 1976, kicked off the era or the summer of Sam, son of Sam in New York City, serial killer. David Berkowitz, his dog, not his dog, his neighbor's dog. His neighbor's dog told him to kill people. Was his neighbor's dog Sam? Was that the name of the dog? I think. I don't know. But anyway, David Berkowitz believed that the devil was speaking to him through his neighbor's barking dog, and that's why he killed people. Really, I think he was just driven nuts by his neighbor's barking dog, but his story is more interesting. In 1981, on this day, a worldwide television audience of over 700 million people tune in to watch the wedding of Charles and Diana. Oh, that was today. I remember that. I was awake today. God, how old was I? I was 12 years old. I woke up early. Oh, I was very excited. I remember I moved the chair right in front of the TV because this came on at like 5 in the morning. Like 6 in the morning. And I don't remember, it was summertime. So it's a very strong likelihood that I just stayed up all night instead of, waking up early because it was summer. I wasn't going to wake up at like 5 in the morning in the summer. So I probably stayed up all night and I remember watching it. And I wasn't excited to watch the royal wedding because, it's a wedding. I'm a 12-year-old boy and I love weddings. No, that wasn't the reason. This was like the beginning of my obsession with breaking news. Something was happening in the world. Everybody was buzzing about it. And I needed to know what the big deal was. Charles and Diana's wedding. First wedding I ever experienced. I'd never been to a wedding. I was 12 years old. Nobody ever took me to a wedding. I didn't go to any weddings when I was a little kid. I know a lot of you did, but I didn't. So there you go. My first wedding on this day in 1981. Let's see here. In 2015, the first piece of suspected debris from the Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 is discovered on Reunion Island. It's hard to believe that's that long ago. 2005, 6, 7 years ago. So my goodness. And wasn't it missing for like a long time before they discovered anything? It was missing for like a year, wasn't it? So good Lord, that Malaysian Airlines. Do we know what happened with it? Do we bother to click on? Do we care? I don't know. It just disappeared. Remember, that was the plane. It took off and it disappeared. And CNN, this was the transitional story that broke CNN. I'm telling you, it was. You want to talk about when did CNN really fall off the cliff? I believe it happened with the disappearance of the Malaysian airliner plane because CNN made a conscious decision when that plane disappeared that there was going to be no other news happening in the world other than the search for this plane. CNN for months became nothing but like a true crime station where it was only, they had dudes in submarines reporting live from submarines under the water. It's just ridiculous. It was stupid. It was like they made a conscious decision in that moment to stop serving the public with important information and updating us with all of the news that we needed to know about because they realized that, they had us hooked with where's the plane? And they just completely abandoned all codes of ethics and journalism and what their mission statement was as a network or as a cable news channel. And they just decided to milk this story. And then when this story ended, that's when Trump came in. And that's when they went, okay, now there's no other news stories except Trump. And we're still kind of in that era with CNN. Yeah, but there you go. It was on this day in 2015, the first piece of debris from the Malaysian, and it says suspected debris, so I don't even know. Maybe it wasn't even. Maybe we just have no idea about that plane. Let's talk about some births here. No, wait, let me step in this. Leslie says it was so boring to constantly have that plane story on. It was, especially after like the 7th month. Adam says Summer of Sam is one of his favorite Spike Lee movies. Yeah, it's good. It's not one of my favorite Spike Lee movies, but it's good. It's definitely. If I were to do a Spike Lee draft, it probably wouldn't make the first 5, but it's a good movie. I like, I'm from the 80s. So when I was a little kid, I remember Summer of Sam. Let's do some birthdays here. Celebrating birthdays today. This is the second portion of how we recognize what today is. In 1938, on this very day, Canadian-American journalist and author Peter Jennings was born. Peter Jennings. Oh, where's Peter Jennings now? I haven't seen him in forever. He retired, I think. He's dead. What? Yeah, Peter Jennings is dead. Did you guys know Peter Jennings was dead? I guess I knew Peter Jennings was dead because he died in 2005, and I'm sure in 2005 I talked about it, but I'd forgotten that Peter Jennings was dead. Yeah, he died in 2005. Peter Jennings, fun fact, high school dropout. That's right. Didn't even have a high school diploma. Peter Jennings. That's the way, the old school way. You used to be able to work your way in. He dropped out of high school and went to work at a newspaper and just became one of those like little press kids. Born on this day in 1942, and we just lost him like a month ago. Tony Sirico. Paulie Walnuts, ladies and gentlemen. Paulie Walnuts from The Sopranos celebrating a birthday today. He just died last month. God, I love Paulie Walnuts. I love The Sopranos. Born on this day in 1953, American director and producer and probably the greatest documentary filmmaker of all time, Ken Burns, ladies and gentlemen. Ken Burns celebrating a birthday today. Ken Burns documentary draft. Nah, I won't do a Ken Burns documentary draft. I could, though. I could. Baseball. I love one of his earliest, I think it might even be the one, no, actually, now that I think about it, the Civil War. His Civil War documentary series is what put him on the map. But Ken Burns' Baseball came right after, I want to say, the Civil War series. Ken Burns' Baseball is one of my favorite documentaries of all time. Just absolutely love it. A lot of people, because, there's like a new flair to documentary filmmaking. I love documentaries. There is a modern style of making documentaries, and then there is what I consider classic style. And Ken Burns is just the king of the classic style of documentary. Ken Burns documentaries will teach you something, whether you want it or not. If you sit through a Ken Burns documentary, you're coming out the other end knowing a whole lot of stuff. His Roosevelts, about the Roosevelt dynasty, Teddy and Franklin, Eleanor, all of that was fantastic. His national parks, Ken Burns, although I think Ken Burns may have been just the executive producer of the national parks documentary series that he did, made me for a period of time want to visit every national park in America. And there's a lot of them. That's hard to do. That's a bucket list thing that's probably not going to be accomplished. Born on this day in 1953, umbilical cousins with Ken Burns, the great Geddy Lee. Geddy Lee. Geddy Lee, lead singer of Rush. Shut your mouth about Rush. Rush is awesome. There are two camps of people in this world. There are people who love Rush, and there are people who dislike Rush. And I don't understand the people who dislike Rush. I think you're just being obstinate. I think there's someone in your life who probably likes Rush a lot. And that's the problem with those of us who like Rush a lot. We're obnoxious about it. And that tends to turn the people in our world who are Rush neutral into anti-Rush, because we're always about Rush. So if you're with somebody who's like, yeah, Rush is okay, after a little while they're gonna be like, you know what, shut up with Rush sucks. But happy birthday, Geddy Lee. I happen to love Rush. Frank McGinnis, Irish poet and playwright. Frank McGinnis, born on this day. He is also an umbilical cousin with Ken Burns and Geddy Lee, born on this day in 1953. And now we've got another, what is this? A quadruplet? What's four called? Triplets? Quadruplets is four. Tim Gunn, American television host, fashion guy, also an umbilical cousin to Ken Burns, Geddy Lee, Irish poet Frank McGinnis, and Tim Gunn, all born on this day in 1953. Where'd Tim Gunn come from? Tim Gunn is like every woman in the world, every woman in America for sure knows who Tim Gunn is. Every gay man in America knows who Tim Gunn is. And then there are a lot of dutiful husbands who know who Tim Gunn is. But, other than that, Tim Gunn came out of like nowhere. Tim Gunn is the guy. What is he? He's a Bravo guy. He's a very distinguished older gentleman, probably in his 60s, I would say. Always wears a suit, looks fantastic. Well, he's a fashion guy, so he looks fantastic. But apparently, he's like a big, important person in a lot of people's lives, and I barely know who Tim Gunn is, but cool name. I'll give him that. Cool name. Born on this day in 1954. The Boss's wife, Patti Scialfa, American musician. Patti Scialfa is the redheaded lady who sings behind Springsteen. Whenever you see a Springsteen video or whatever, you'll see a redheaded lady, wow, like singing with the background girls. That's Patti Scialfa. That's Bruce Springsteen's wife. She made an honest man out of Bruce. After that, Bruce was married to Bruce was single and he had girlfriends and stuff like that, but nothing serious. And then he married some. Anybody remember? I'm a Bruce Springsteen fan, and I can't remember the woman he married. Bruce had like a moment of weakness, like in the early 90s, where he married some Hollywood actress who was like a young, hot actress. I can't remember her name, but it didn't work. Of course it didn't work, because a girl that moves to Hollywood at 18 to try and be a big star doesn't want to live in a 10,000 square foot mansion in the middle of New Jersey, right? That's not what she wanted. So the marriage didn't work out. And then Bruce was heartbroken, and he discovered, hey, my background singer Patty's pretty hot, and we always got along well. And so now Patti Scialfa and Bruce Springsteen, they've been married years. They've been married like 20 years now, so good for them. Born on this day in 1966, Martina Mcbride, American singer, songwriter, and producer. Of course I know who Martina Mcbride is. I don't know any of her music. I know her name. I know she's a country singer. Here's what I don't know. There are two groups of country singers, female country singers that I have in my head. And I put them into two categories, good ones and bad ones. And this has nothing to do with whether or not they can sing, because I assume if they've got a major record deal that they can sing to some extent. This has nothing to do with their music, because really I make no distinction between one or the other. This is about like a whole bunch of country girls get in trouble. Like Martina Mcbride and like Mindy McCready was like one that used to get in trouble. Like, I don't know if Martina Mcbride is like in the Carrie Ann Underwood category, which is like squeaky clean, or I don't know. But I know she's a big name. But is she a big name because she sells a lot of records, or is she a big name because she gets in trouble? I could click on her Wikipedia page and find this out, but I don't care enough to do that. Happy birthday, Martina McBride. Don't know if you're good or bad. I just know you're famous. Born on this day in 1972, Will Wheaton, American actor, producer, and screenwriter. He was in one of those nerdy Star Trek shows or something, right? Deep Space Nine, something like that. Isn't that where he got famous? I don't know anything about Will Wheaton other than he was in one of those shows. Stephen Dorff, American actor and producer, actor. Stephen Dorff, he was born on this day in 1973. Oh, I'm getting a little parched. Let's see. Born on this day in 1982, Allison Mack, American actress and criminal. Allison Mack, again, I don't know who she is either. I think she was in like one of these CW, WB, I don't know, one of these off-brand television network shows. I don't know, she was in like a Smallville or something. I don't know what she was in. She was in something like that. Allison Mack. And so she wasn't real famous, but she was famous. Like your 12-year-old niece might have known who she was. And then she got involved in that weird Hollywood sex cult. Remember that? Did you hear about that from a couple of years ago? Like, it's called like NKVD, whatever they were recruiting. I don't know, whatever it was. But Allison Mack was like an actress, and she was involved in this crazy Hollywood sex cult, and it's her birthday, and she's in jail. So enjoy that. And finally, today, we would be remiss if we did not talk about our quarterback. That's right. Happy birthday, Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, quarterback of your Dallas Cowboys. Celebrating a birthday today. Born on this day in 1993. Well, they make him 29? 29-year-old Dak Prescott? All right. Hope you're having. Didn't Dak get in trouble last year for his birthday? Didn't he have like a big party last year, or was it 2 years ago? Was it was during the pandemic? Didn't he have a party, or was that Zeke who had a party? I don't know. Somebody had a party. At any rate, happy birthday, Dak. Expected big things from you, sir. Expected big things from you. Let's see. Deaths. Yeah, here we go. People who died on this day. Here are the people who died. Here are the people who died. Deaths. On this day in 1974, Cass Elliot, American singer, born in 1941, died today, 1974. Cass Elliot was, she was in the Mamas and the Papas. She was a great singer. She was she was I don't know how, but over the course of the past few years, I've become very interested in the stories of the um, the Hollywood Hills music scene of the late 60s, early 70s, of which Cass Elliot was a major personality in. In fact, the Hollywood Hills of this time was very affordable to live in. So you could rent houses pretty cheaply. And for some reason, all of these musicians, these struggling musicians, these soon to be megastar musicians, who were still waiting tables and playing in bar bands, they all bought houses in the Hollywood Hills in the early 1960s, and they were living there. And so it was just like a bunch of band people. And Cass Elliot lived there. And among these struggling, soon to be superstar musicians, and I mean superstars, I mean, like, Neil Young was living in Joni Mitchell's outhouse, right? I mean, you had like 10 members of the Monkees and Crosby, Stills, and Nash all living together in like a 2-bedroom. So it was before they became big stars, but they were all, on the verge of it. Cass Elliot lived there, and she was already famous. So she had this big giant house, and Cass Elliot was famous in that scene for having these Sunday pool parties where all the musicians would come. You would have people like Eric Clapton and George Harrison walking around, who were mega stars of the time, and they'd be rubbing elbows with, Peter Tork, who has yet to be cast in the Monkees, or David Crosby, whose bands hadn't taken off yet, or whomever. It was just such a fascinating scene, and Cass Elliot was sort of the center of that. She brought all of these unknown musicians who lived in her area to these parties, and they all mingled with big people. She died ham sandwich. That's what they always say. Cass Elliot died of a ham sandwich, choked on a ham sandwich, but I don't think that's true. I think that has been debunked. I don't know. You could click on our Wikipedia page as easy as I could and find out. Also dead on this day in 2007, American journalist and talk show host Tom Snyder. Tom Snyder died on this day. I used to love Tom Snyder. Boy, in the 1970s, he had the most insurgent, provocative, controversial talk show. Came on after Johnny Carson. It was called Tomorrow, and the set was all dark. You can actually see, you can go to YouTube and you can just put in Tom Snyder Tomorrow Show 1970s, and you'll see all these amazing interviews with people, like just fascinating historical figures that are just sitting with this guy. 1975, they're drinking, they have cocktails, they're chain smoking. It's a good show. It's really good. Tom Snyder died on this day, 2007. He went off the air. Tom Snyder's Tomorrow went off the air for like a decade. It was probably off the air between like 1983 and 1993 or something. And then when David Letterman moved to CBS, one of his demands on CBS was he wanted Tom Snyder back. And so the Tom Snyder Tomorrow Show, although I think it wasn't called Tomorrow. I think it was called something else when it came to CBS, because I think NBC owned the intellectual property on Tomorrow. See, NBC was so cute. They had Today, they had the Today Show, they had the Tonight Show, and they had the Tomorrow Show. So I don't know what the Tom Snyder Show on CBS was called, but it was good too. It was still good. He still had it. And then in 2007, he died. I want to bring something back here for you, folks. We used to do this all the time. The heck did I just do there? I don't want to do that. Nope. Okay, sorry. Just had a little bit of an issue here. Little segment we used to do when this show first debuted. I tabled it. I didn't kill it. I just got rid of it because it became something that I didn't really want to. I didn't want to take a couple of minutes to talk about every day. But I'm bringing it back because I found one that I want to share with you guys. Folks, who's ready for a moment of joy? A moment of joy. Do you remember we used to do the moment of joy? It was an attempt to just, get some good energy in the room. Just get some happiness going before we delved into all of the yucky stuff. All right, so here, I got a moment of joy for you. I absolutely love this. And I gotta love it. I gotta love it if I brought it back, right? Because we haven't done moment of joy in months. Okay, so here's what you need to know. It's a video of some little kids. There looks like a little boy's being ganged up on by a bunch of little girls. And don't you know that happens when you're a little? I've been a little boy ganged up on by a bunch of little girls. Bunch of little girls get in a pack, and they are mean if you're the only little boy. This little girl's trying to tell this little boy what it's called when water falls from the sky. And this little boy's mom is telling him, It's called this. And she's saying, no, when water falls from the sky, it's called this. But just watch this argument between these kids. I absolutely love this. All right, here you go. Your moment of joy here on the High Noon Show.
My mom told me it was sprinkling, not raining. My mom said it is raining. It's sprinkling outside, maybe. It's raining. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, you're pretty. You're not real. I'm real. And that's raining. Ow. It's raining. It's okay. It's raining. You poked my heart.
You poked his heart.
It's okay. You poked my heart. Yeah.
Oh, she poked his heart. You poked my heart. Oh, that kid. Although, here's my absolute favorite part of this kid. So he's arguing. So basically the argument is this. The little kid was told by his mom that it was sprinkling outside. So the kid's like, it's sprinkling. The other little girls were told by their mom that it was raining outside. So the little girls are saying, no, it's raining outside. And the little boy's going, my mom says it's sprinkling. So that's the base of the argument. That's what they're trying to establish. They're trying to establish what it's called when water falls from the sky. Because one mom is saying one thing and the other mom is saying another. But what I love about this kid is that in the middle of the argument, before he wins the debate over what it's called when water falls from the sky, he wants to establish that this little girl is pretty. First, let me establish, before I'm a little distracted, you're very pretty. But it's called sprinkling, not raining. I love this kid.
It's sprinkling outside, maybe.
Here he goes. You're pretty. First of all, you're pretty.
It's not. Yes, it is. No, you're pretty.
No, you're pretty. And then he goes all weird, man. He gets deep with her. This kid's game is, first, I'm going to flatter her. I'm going to let her know that she's pretty. So when she loses the argument about whether it's raining or sprinkling, she's at least going to feel something for me because I've complimented her. Then, now he moves into this move. Now he gets all existential. He starts, you're not real. I'm the only one that's real. He's laying some game down on her, and he's really good at it.
Yes, it is. No, you're pretty. You're not real. I'm real.
You're not real. No, pretty. And you're not real. I'm real.
Ow.
Oh, and then she hurts him.
It's raining. You poked my heart.
You poked his heart. You poked my heart. All right, there you go. How about that, right? You got to bring back a moment of joy. You poked my heart. You poked my heart. All right, let's get into what's trending today, because that's what we do on the show. We tell you all the things that are happening, current events, if it's trending, if it's a headline, if it's a hot topic, we get through it, we run through it really quick. First of all, Kentucky. Kentucky's got some flooding. There's flooding all over. We got St. Louis trending for the same reason. 15 people are dead, and they believe that number is probably going to grow. As devastating rainfall continues to hammer eastern Kentucky, Governor Beshear's office, state of emergency, all of that stuff. So Kentucky, eastern Kentucky. So where's that? Is that swampy? I don't know. Eastern Kentucky is having a lot of trouble with rain. That's why Kentucky is trending. Will Smith is trending. Oh, yeah. Will Smith is trending because Will Smith is talking now, finally. Let's watch this. I have not seen this because, as I said, I woke up very early today and then accidentally fell back asleep and then woke up very late today. So I was both early and late waking up today. I haven't watched the Will Smith video yet. So let's watch this together. Will Smith, let's see. Will Smith makes emotional apology to Chris Rock in new video. This is probably irreparable, he says. Will Smith is addressing the Oscar slap controversy in his first on-camera apology since the incident. The actor, who walked away with an Oscar for Best Actor the same night he slapped Rock on the awards stage, released a YouTube video titled, "It's Been a Minute," Friday, addressing some of the common questions people asked after the incident, including why he didn't apologize to Rock during his acceptance speech. All right, so should we watch it? Yeah, let's watch the video. This is a video that Will Smith posted today titled, "It's Been a Minute." It's been a minute. Dude, it's been a minute because we put you in a corner, okay? It hasn't been a minute like, you've been busy doing other things, helping the world be a better place. No, you were put in a corner. That's why it's been a minute. And we're not even sure if it's time for you to be allowed back yet. I don't know. Is it time for Will Smith to be allowed? Because this is him saying, "Hey, I think I've been in timeout long enough." Here he goes, Will Smith. Let's watch it together.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes. All right, so I realized that some of the screen is small. So it says it's been a minute. Over the last few months, I've been doing a lot of thinking and personal work. You asked a lot of fair questions that I wanted to take some time to answer. So here it is. Will Smith discussing the Chris Rock incident.
Why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech? I was fogged out by that point. It's all fuzzy. I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out. So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk. I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I saw an interview that Chris's mother did, and that was one of the things about that moment. I just didn't realize, and I wasn't thinking, but how many people got hurt in that moment. So I want to apologize to Chris's mother. I want to apologize to Chris's family, specifically Tony Rock. We had a great relationship. Tony Rock was my man. And this is probably irreparable. I spent the last 3 months replaying and understanding the nuances and the complexities of what happened in that moment. And I'm not going to try to unpack all of that right now, but I can say to all of you, there is no part of me that thinks that was the right way to behave in that moment. There's no part of me that thinks that's the optimal way to handle a feeling of disrespect or insults. After Jada rolled her eyes, did she tell you to do something? No. It's like, I made a choice on my own, from my own experiences, from my history with Chris. Jada had nothing to do with it. I'm sorry, babe. I'm going to say sorry to my kids and my family for the heat that I brought on all of us. To all my fellow nominees, this is a community. It's like I won because you voted for me, and it really breaks my heart to have stolen and tarnished your moment. I can still see Questlove's eyes. It happened on Questlove's award, and it's like I'm sorry really isn't sufficient. What would you say to the people who looked up to you before the slap, or people who expressed that you let them down? So there's two things. One, disappointing people is my central trauma. I hate when I let people down. So it hurts. It hurts me psychologically and emotionally to know I didn't live up to people's image and impression of me. And the work I'm trying to do is I am deeply remorseful, and I'm trying to be remorseful without being ashamed of myself, right? I'm human, and I made a mistake, and I'm trying not to think of myself as a piece of shit. So I would say to those people, I know it was confusing. I know it was shocking. But I promise you, I am deeply devoted and committed to putting light and love and joy into the world. And, you know, if you hang on, I promise we'll be able to be friends again.
All right. Well, there you have it. That is Will Smith today, coming out for the first time and addressing directly the situation at the Oscars 3 months ago. Seems like it was a lot longer than that. Now, that was the first time that I'd had to see it. I hadn't seen it. I saw that there was a video. I read the story, but I didn't have time to watch the video. I'm like, well, I'll watch the video together. And that's what we just did. So some of you may have seen it this morning. You've made time to digest it. So my feelings on that video, just my initial feelings. Oh, for crying out loud, the dog just walked into the house. The dog has this, she's figured out how to open the door to let herself in. She puts her little paws on the thing and she turns it. And if it's not locked, she can just put her body weight, because she's a big, heavy dog, and the door will pop open and she walks in. She doesn't know how to close the door though. So please let me close the door. As we've already established, it's like 100 degrees out there. So I got to close the door because it feels like a hairdryer is blowing in on me. Pardon me. All right. The damn dog is the reason that I fell back asleep. She's the reason that I fell asleep and woke up at 11 o'clock this morning after waking up initially just before 7. And I'll tell you why she's the reason, because when I wake up very early every morning and I let her out. Sometimes I stay awake. Sometimes I go back to bed. Typically what happens is I'll go back into the bedroom and I'll lay down and I'll put the TV on. And in about a half hour, the dog will come back and bark and want to be let back in. She didn't do that today. So I fell asleep waiting for her to want to be let back in. And I slept till 11 o'clock because she never came back. That's right. I'm talking to you, dog. Okay, back to the Will Smith thing. So I personally struggle a lot with something that I recognized in myself a few years ago. And I try to not fall victim to that. And that is cynicism. I think that we are way too cynical. I mean, just as a group, as a collective, as a royal we, the citizens, the modern day people who make up everyday life that you, me, and your best friend runs into. Cynicism. So cynicism informs me after watching that Will Smith clip that this guy, screw this guy. You know, that's cynicism. Oh, sure, he's apologized. So I try to resist cynicism. So I'm watching that, and I'm trying to imagine. Now, first of all, there was some duplicity in the production of that. He's an actor. We all know he's an actor. He's a brilliant actor. He's a terrific actor. So anytime, he's on camera, we have to be a little bit wary of, are we getting authentic Will Smith, or are we getting a world-class actor who's putting on a performance trying to elicit emotion out of us, the viewer? Cynicism. See, again, the cynicism says that it's all just a fake and he's an actor. So, but I'm going to try and go with the idea that he's being sincere. I did notice there was some, as I said, duplicity there in the production. The putting up of questions. Did Jada, rolling her eyes, did she say anything to you? And then he would read that And then he would pause as if he was thinking about it for the first time. That's bullshit. It's not, he knew those questions going in. That was a fully produced thing to make him look good. He knew those questions. So then when he's reading the questions and he's like, okay. And he's contemplating it. Like he's like, those answers, he had a team of people, high paid publicists and agents all sitting around a table. Okay, so how do we answer this? Well, can you put on this performance? And, again, now we're falling back into cynicism. So I didn't like that. I didn't like that aspect of it. However, the way I feel about this is I got to hear from Chris Rock now. Whatever Chris Rock says about that, I'm fine with. We can all move on. The dude isn't establishing now. I was never a Will Smith fan. I was an American citizen. Will Smith was a thing that I had to deal with in my everyday life, and he appeared in movies, and sometimes I enjoyed those movies, and sometimes I didn't enjoy those movies. But I wasn't what you would call like a Will Smith fanatic. He's a good guy, seemed like a good dude. Had no real strong opinion on Will Smith one way or another. Thought some of the rumors that circulate about his relationship with Jada were fascinating, but I didn't hate Will Smith. I didn't love Will Smith. Will Smith was just Will Smith. Will Smith is kind of like the way I feel about Kevin Hart or the way I feel about Giovanni Ribisi. Or, I don't know, I'm just throwing out names now, people that I don't really have any Dane Cook. I don't hate Dane Cook. I don't love Dane Cook. Dane Cook's kind of just there. That's where Will Smith, that's the spot that Will Smith, not Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd, I love Paul Rudd. See, Paul Rudd, that's the Will Smith. Will Smith is fine. Who's in the movie? Will Smith. Okay, that's not going to get me to go to the movie. Who's in the movie? Paul Rudd. All right, I'll go. See, there's a difference there. So I was never a huge Will Smith fan to begin with. So losing Will Smith in my life because of what he did at the Oscars to Chris Rock wasn't that big of a sacrifice. I was like, all right, well, I got to take my Will Smith posters down from the wall. But he's not O.J. Simpson. Okay, what Will Smith did was shocking and it was exciting. Let's not kid ourselves. It was shocking because we certainly didn't expect to see that. But we weren't, come on, folks. None of us were like, I'm horrified for what this means for society. I can't believe. No, that's not the emotion that we all had. The emotion that we all had was, ooh, soap opera. Ooh, now Will Smith and Chris Rock are fighting. Ooh, what did Chris Rock say? Ooh, what did Will Smith say? See, that was it. That's what it was about for us. That story was fascinating to us because it was two famous people doing so, but we didn't really care about all the things that people pretended to be upset about. What precedent does this set for other comedians? Oh, shut up. Probably a bad one, but shut up. That's not why everybody's talking about this story. Everybody's talking about this story because it's crazy. But Will Smith is not freaking O.J. Simpson, okay? O.J. Simpson murdered people, and we all know he murdered people. So when O.J. Simpson walks into a restaurant, I understand why people are like, boo, get out of here, O.J. And O.J. should have that for the rest of his life. Will Smith shouldn't. Will Smith, man, look, we all go through some things. And I've watched that video of Will Smith getting up and smacking Chris Rock across the face 100 times. And you can tell Will Smith is going through some stuff, man. We're human beings. We go through some stuff. He was going through some stuff. Was Chris Rock a victim? Yes, Chris Rock was a victim. Did Chris Rock need to go to the hospital? Did Chris Rock have some debilitating, career-threatening injury as a result of? No. Chris Rock was humiliated. Chris Rock's masculinity in an ego-driven world was peed on by Will Smith. Will Smith walked up and made Chris Rock his bitch. That's the real harm. It's more of a psychic harm to Chris Rock, that somehow now he's the guy that got bitch slapped by Chris Rock or by Will Smith. He didn't break his jaw, he didn't lose a tooth, whatever. And quite frankly, Chris Rock, and I'm not speaking for Chris Rock. Chris Rock needs to speak for himself on this. But Chris Rock got, I would think, a shit ton of new material out of this, right? Chris Rock, go tour for years on this. Work up some amazing bring the pain level comedy and go out on tour. And this was just a couple of celebrities behaving badly. So I guess I guess as I'm processing this in real time and you're watching the wheels turn in my head trying to figure out what I just saw Will Smith say, I will say, forgiven, whatever. There you go. Forgiven. I'm not going to be cynical about it. I don't care. You're Will Smith. He doesn't just have FU money. He's got mountains of FU money. Chris Rock, or Will Smith doesn't need us. Will Smith doesn't need to be let back in the good graces of the rank and file great unwashed. He doesn't need that. He could live the rest of his life on his own private island somewhere with servants and maids, and his friends could come. Will Smith does not need to be let back in. He's already fine. He's reached the top of the mountain. He's been there. Whatever this is about, maybe he wants to be commercially viable again, because that's the thing that I think has really hurt Will Smith, is that now he is no longer that. I mean, Will Smith was a liked guy, right? I mean, Will Smith didn't come across like a thug, which I think is part of why he got up and did this to Chris Rock. I think that Will Smith had always been, the story that has been going around for a long time was the relationship between Will Smith's wife Jada and Tupac Shakur. Tupac and Jada were friends since they were teenagers. They went to high school together. They even went to prom together. And then when Jada Smith became famous and hooked up with Will Smith, Tupac Shakur, who was still very close friends with Jada, apparently used to talk about how soft Will Smith was, about how he made hip hop music to Jada, to Will Smith's wife, Tupac, an icon of modern urban masculinity, certainly hip-hop masculinity. Tupac talking to his wife, saying that he makes candy-ass hip-hop and stuff for kids in the suburbs and all that. So there had always been this sort of emasculation dynamic between, at least as I've seen, between Jada and Will, where Will always felt like he needed to be at least harder, around Jada, even though all of his movies were Hitch or, nice movies. So I don't know. So that's how Will Smith is trending. He's trending all over. He's trending all over number one. He's doing this. He's doing that. He's doing the other thing, whatever. He's back. Will Smith is apologizing. Now we need to see what Chris Rock says, if Chris Rock says anything at all. But as I say, with this story and with all stories in general, I am trying to stay away from cynicism. And I will watch that Will Smith thing and I'll go, okay, good. First step. That's nice. That's nice that you came out. That's nice that you said all of those things. Those are all positives. Back to ground zero with Will Smith. I'm done with the story. Although I do want to hear what Chris Rock has to say. Why do I want to hear what Chris Rock has to say? Because of the soap opera. Because where's it going next? See, this is all very period. This is all none of this is important. This is all just feeding the basest instincts of me, of what I want. Ooh, conflict. I want to see, a good soap opera story, a good, you know what I'm saying? We like that. We thrive on that. Jon Stewart is also trending alongside with Will Smith. Jon Stewart is trending, because Jon Stewart was integral in that, for 15 years, Jon Stewart has been working on the burn pit issue and how it affects veterans. Burn pits are these things that we've been doing in Iran or Iraq, in Afghanistan, and going all the way back to Vietnam, actually, where, when we attack and we take over a position or something, we gather up all the weapons, all the bombs, all the bad stuff, all the gross stuff that the enemy had. We put it in a giant pit and we burn it so that it can't be used. So it can't be used against us. It can't be used anymore. And these burn pits, where they burn all of these things, give off toxins. They give off terrible, terrible things. And we've been exposing our soldiers to this stuff now for almost 20 years. And we now have enough of them coming back, developing cancers and all kinds of forms of lymphomas. And these are special, new, unexpected things that our veterans are suffering from, that they're having difficulty getting covered for through their VA benefits. So for the past 15 years, Jon Stewart, this is why he walked away from his show. He walked away from his show saying that, I could sign another contract here. I'm still a young man. I could probably get a dump truck full of money. backed right up to my driveway if I want it. But I don't. I've done this show, The Daily Show, now for 10 years. I'm proud of what we've done, and I want to do other things. I want to do things that have more impact on the world that I live in. That's what Jon Stewart said when he left. And for the past 15 years, he's been working with veterans on this burn pit legislation to get these people covered, to get these soldiers, to get these veterans taken care of now that they've been home for a few years and they can't breathe. They're 30 years old and they can't walk up a flight of steps, okay? So this is a very real issue that's affecting a lot of us. And theoretically, whether you're on the right or the left, aren't we all supposed to just support our troops? Didn't we all have the bumper stickers? Didn't we all have that? Huh? Wasn't that the flag wave? So now the rubber hit the road yesterday, and the bill was all set to be passed by the Senate, and a number of senators decided that they were not in this moment going to vote for it. They all backed it. It was almost a unanimous bill just a couple of weeks ago. And then suddenly in the last 48 hours, a whole bunch of senators who said that they were going to support our veterans decided that they weren't. Why? Who knows? But Jon Stewart, who has dedicated the last 15 years of his life, and a guy who walked away from his high-profile television show, his nightly show. Imagine what that show hosted by Jon Stewart would have done during the Trump years. I mean, he walked away in the prime moment when he could have even exploded bigger. And Jon Stewart was already, when he walked away, an incredibly influential personality. So here it is. This is Jon Stewart. This is him after the Senate knocked it down. You should see this. This is pretty great. We're going to watch this. Jon Stewart standing up for real Americans yesterday after the Senate decided to take a great big shit on our veterans who are suffering from toxins and cancers and all kinds of things.
So ain't this a bitch?
Yeah.
Ain't this a bitch? America's heroes who fought in our wars outside sweating their asses off with oxygen, battling all kinds of ailments, while these motherfuckers sit in the air conditioning, walled off from any of it. They don't have to hear it. They don't have to see it. They don't have to understand that these are human beings. Do you get it yet? Do we see that these aren't heroes? These are men and women, mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers that we just let stand outside in the heat when they can't breathe. I'm going to read you something. This is beautiful. I'm going to read you something beautiful. You know what? I said a curse word and I'm sorry about that. That was my fault. Let me say something beautiful. This is a tweet from Senator Rick Scott of Florida yesterday. It's beautiful. And I'm sorry about the cursing. And let me say something beautiful to make it up to you. I was honored to join the USO today and make care packages for our brave military members in gratitude of their sacrifice and service to our nation. And there's a beautiful picture. I wish you could see it. He's standing with a little package. Did you get the package? I think it has M&Ms in it and some cookies and some moist towelettes. I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know what to say. I've been coming down here 10, 15 years. I'm used to the hypocrisy. Christina King will tell you from BFW. She sat in an office with Mitch McConnell and a war veteran from Kentucky, and he looked that man in the eyes and he said, we'll get it done. And he lied to him. Because Mitch McConnell yesterday flipped. I'm used to the lies. I'm used to the hypocrisy. Senator Pat Toomey won't take a meeting with the veterans groups. Sends out his chief of staff. I'm used to the cowardice. I've been here a long time. Senate's where accountability goes to die. These people don't care. They're never losing their jobs. They're never losing their health care. Pat Toomey didn't lose his job. He's walking away. God knows what kind of pot of gold he's stepping into to lobby this government to shit on more people. I'm used to all of it, but I am not used to the cruelty.
All right, there you have it. Jon Stewart speaking up for our veterans yesterday after the Senate voted. Look, the majority of senators voted to pass it. We just didn't get to 60. 60. You know, we've got that crazy filibuster-proof 60. It can't just be a simple majority for these things that affect everyday American citizens. Can't. No, it's got to be a mandate. It's got to be a political mandate. Are you insane? That's not how it works. So, you know, today, by the way, Jon Stewart here, there was something else that he said that I wanted to show you. He was all over. He let out a couple of F-bombs on CNN. He let off F-bombs on MSNBC. He was everywhere yesterday. Here, this is how he closed his little rant yesterday. And here, we'll do this one. I love it. I love that there is somebody. I just love the passion. I love that y'all know that veterans are a big issue with me. That I didn't support the war, but I've certainly supported the veterans, working for various veterans groups. And I mean, look, the reason I support the veterans is because I didn't want the war. I didn't want them coming back the way they're coming back, and I knew that we were going to treat them the way that we're going to treat them. Jon Stewart walked away from one of the highest profile, most influential platforms in television in order to dedicate his time to more important things. And these are the more important things that he's dedicating his time to. And that's why he's angry. This is how he ended his press conference. It was a full 9 minutes. I didn't want to play the full 9 minutes, but this is how he ended it.
Relent. This is an embarrassment to the Senate, to the country, to the founders, and all that they profess to hold dear. And if this is America first, then America is fucked.
Okay. That's a good way to ramp it up there. He also went, one of the things that I really appreciated about what Jon Stewart did, and one of the reasons why he's trending today, he's not afraid. He's not afraid to go on anybody's show. He will go. It doesn't matter who you are. Tucker, bring him out. Are you kidding me? I would love to see Jon Stewart fillet Tucker, because Jon Stewart's a ridiculously smart man who has an unbelievably quick wit. And that's really all we're looking for in our politicians these days, right? Don't we want somebody who's got a good one-liner, who can slay you, who can... I mean, that's what we loved about Trump. That's what you loved about Trump. But Trump was more like a hammer. Trump would hit you with a hammer, whereas Jon Stewart would be more like, he would just carve you up like a swordsman, like a great swordsman. You'd be cut 100 times and not even know that you're bleeding out to your death. And that's kind of the difference. You know, Trump is just like, you suck, clack, and he hits you with a hammer in a debate, and then you look like an idiot and everybody laughs at you and you're done. Stewart would be a little bit different than that. I think here he is. He went on... he went on Newsmax. Yeah, this is Newsmax from yesterday. Newsmax is a far-right, crazy people news network that was, basically just created to tell you all a bunch of lies and get y'all ginned up and make sure you keep voting Republican. That is 100% the reason Newsmax exists. I'm sorry if you don't understand that, but that is the truth. So here you go. Jon Stewart in the belly of the beast, confronting the people who basically screwed all of our veterans.
But I did want to point out, just to push back a little bit on this. So the Republicans, when you say what you said, they do not support veterans. The Republicans push back saying there is unrelated spending within this.
It's not. It's just not true. What they're saying is they don't like that it's mandatory as opposed to discretionary. There isn't unrelated spending to it. They're saying there could be if there wasn't oversight, but that's what the Senate's job is. The bill itself is incredibly detailed and prescriptive about what it's for. It's about treating and preventing the different conditions that veterans are coming home with including cancers and chronic bronchiolitis and all these other issues from their exposures in Iraq and Afghanistan. And to push back on what they're saying, what if this creates a slush fund, right? So are you familiar with something called the OCO, the Overseas Contingency Operations Fund?
Oh, sure, Jack.
Fairly, yes.
Sure, absolutely.
So every year,
OCO.
$50 billion, $60 billion, $70 billion is added to what's called the OCO on top of the $600 billion, $700 billion, $800 billion that goes to the Defense Department. That OCO fund is actually a slush fund. $60 to $70 billion every year. No oversight, no guardrails. And every one of those Republicans that voted against health care for veterans voted for the slush fund for the war. They don't support the troops. They support the war machine. And that's got to stop. The value in the U.S. military isn't in the toys. It's not in the hardware. It's not in the tanks. It's in the men and women. And until they start supporting them in the manner that they purport to online, they are hypocrites.
It is.
All right, there you go. I'm telling you, I'd never seriously considered it until yesterday. I would vote for that guy. Hey, are we doing this? Aren't we doing this? Is this what we're doing? The Rock, Trump, stand-up comedians. And aren't we just electing people now? Aren't we just saying that dude should be president? Well, if that's what we're doing, I'm casting my vote behind Jon Stewart. If this is all just like a high school class president thing where it's just the most popular guy or the guy who's got the best zingers I'm going with Jon Stewart. Why? Because Jon Stewart now for 15 years has proven to me at every turn that he really isn't in any of this for himself. He is literally doing all of this for other people. He walked away. Jon Stewart's another guy who's got, the FU money. He's set for life. He doesn't need to make any more. So what he's been doing for the last 15 years, very publicly, although not as publicly as probably it could be because he probably doesn't leverage his celebrity to the extent that he could, but he's been doing a lot of things 15 years now under the radar. And he's proven himself to me. He's not afraid. He's not afraid to confront people with the truth. You can't give me a reason why I won't vote for Jon Stewart. I want to see this start to happen within the next 9 months or so. I think that this is the kind of affront to everything that he has been working for that could put him into a place where he'd go, all right, maybe I should run for something. Maybe I should, because people have been saying it for years. And I'm telling you, if we're doing this, if the game show guy from The Apprentice is all right, if that's totally justifiable, then the dude that I watched every single night for a decade on The Daily Show, who impressed me endlessly with his compassion, with his decency, with his understanding, and most importantly, with his ability to describe complicated things to regular TV watchers so that we understand them. That guy, every time. I'm voting for that guy every time. And that's why Jon Stewart is trending. All right, are you ready for some bad news? Texans, I got some really bad news for you. And this comes from, can you believe where this comes from? How dare WFAA? WFAA is putting this story out there. How dare WFAA? Did you guys know that Bluebell ice cream has been rated one of the 9 worst ice creams in the world by a very important food magazine? I don't know. What's an important food magazine, right? I don't know what an important food magazine is. But WFAA putting this story out, taking a big giant crap on everyone in Texas' favorite ice cream, Bluebell. By the way, I am searching for Bluebell banana pudding ice cream. If anybody knows, I'm going to be up in the north suburbs tonight, so I've got to go to a Kroger or a Walmart. I got to try and find some Bluebell banana pudding ice cream. I've made it a mission. I can't find it in any of the Krogers or any of the grocery stores here in this part of town. So today I'm going to be up in Plano. So this evening I'll be searching for Bluebell banana pudding ice cream. Apparently not everyone believes that Bluebell ice cream is the best ice cream in the country. In fact, one food magazine, Eat This, Not That. That's the name of the food magazine. Eat This, Not That. Eat This, Not That says the popular Texas treat is among the very worst. New York-based writer Stephen John listed Bluebell, which was founded in Brenham, Texas in 1907, among the 9 worst ice cream brands because they use the lowest quality ingredients. How dare you, sir? Are there what is it about Bluebell ice cream then? Is it a whole bunch of chemicals and stuff that's bad for you? Because okay. I don't eat a quart of Bluebell a night. I have a bowl of Bluebell maybe once every couple of weeks. That's fine. That's not going to kill me. It's delicious. The writer criticized the company for using food thickening agents such as cellulose gum and vegetable gums in its homemade vanilla flavor. He also had a problem with the company's use of food starch, artificial colors, and other ingredients. How about just regular milk, cream, and sugar? The writer said. While he might say the tasty frozen treat is one of the worst, most Texans will say it's a taste of heaven on earth. And then there you go. So there you have it. Bluebell getting dumped on by some New York ice cream writer. Yeah. I'll tell you what I love. I'll tell you one of the finest ice cream. Look, my favorite ice cream on the planet is rainbow ice cream from this little ice cream place where I grew up. The rainbow flavored ice cream. It's their house ice cream, rainbow cone. It's delicious. I love it. I could just eat it from the quart. Just give me a spoon and a quart of it. I'll just eat it all up. That's my favorite. Second favorite, Bluebell eggnog ice cream. And it only comes out seasonally around Thanksgiving. And it is awesome. Bluebell eggnog ice cream. I want to try this banana pudding ice cream. My boy Ed says it's great. So I promised that I would go and look for them. And I'm trying to find it because I would like to try some as well. There you have it. Bluebell. I love Bluebell. But you know what the thing is with ice cream? Even bad ice cream is going to be good ice cream, right? Like, oh, here, we rated 10 vanilla ice creams. And here, this was the worst of the 10 vanilla. Even that worst vanilla ice cream is still going to be like, yeah, well, it's not broccoli. You know, I mean, it's sweet and tastes like ice cream. It's cold. So even the worst of ice creams are still probably pretty good. Although I saw something recently. What did I see? It was a flavor of ice cream that was just absolutely insane. Dijon flavored mustard ice cream. I might pull back on that one. I might be like, yeah, no, I don't want to try any Dijon flavored ice cream. Bianchi is trending, or do you pronounce it Beyonce? Bianca is trending because she dropped a new album and all the Bayhive residents, they're going crazy because the new album Renaissance is apparently out. And there you go. So enjoy your weekend. So if you're out in public around young people, you may be hearing some new Beyonce music blasting from cars or boats or wherever the hell it is you are this weekend. Let's see here. Justice Alito is trending. Justice Alito is criticizing Justice Alito talking Roe versus Wade. Justice Alito is out there. He's like he gave a speech at some big fancy dinner, like $5,000 a plate dinner. He gave some big fancy speech, and he was kind of doing a little stand-up comedy. And he was making fun of leaders from other countries who have criticized the recent Roe versus Wade thing. So stay in your lane, Alito. Okay, I don't want my Supreme Court justices making witticisms about decisions that affect a lot of people. It's not lighthearted humor. It is just not appropriate. There you go. I don't want my Supreme Court justices saying anything in public, right? Don't we want them to all just be quiet and stoic and considered and all of that kind of stuff? I don't want them having personalities. I don't need my Supreme Court justices to be, like a boy band or, whatever. Black Eyed Peas, because there's some women in there. I guess Black Eyed Peas only has one woman. K-pop accident is trending. This is gross. I won't show you this. I saw this. This was trending last night in Hong Kong. A K-pop band was performing on stage in an arena, 18,000 screaming people. And they're like, oh, girl, or whatever it is, the K-pop band. Ooh, girl, I imagine, is a lyric in most of the songs. Ooh, girl. And the giant Jumbotron screen that was above the stage where all these people were dancing fell on them. It collapsed and it crushed. I don't even want to click the story. Look, the video's going around. You want to watch the video, you can see the video. I don't know if people died. I'm afraid to click the story. I accidentally saw the video. Like I was trying not to see it, but I looked at the wrong time and I saw it and it was like, ugh. All right. You know what? No, never mind. Don't care. Terrible thing. If you need that in your life, if you want a little bit of, watching somebody get crushed by a Jumbotron, you can go find that. But that happened in Hong Kong yesterday. Neom is trending again. We talked about Neom on Pugs and Parker a couple of days ago. Neom is the new city that MBS over there in Saudi Arabia is trying to build. It's a gigantic, it's a giant wall. It looks like the Great Wall of Saudi Arabia, except it's glass and it's gray and it's like a city. It's like actually, let me see, why is it trending? Why is there a bigger reason why it's trending? Because I'm kind of flipping through here. Let me show you a picture. I'll show you a picture of it. So they do all this cool stuff over there. Like over in other parts of the world, they seem to do cool shit. So here, I'm going to show you this. This is the city. All right. This is what the city looks like. And it's a complete reimagining of everything that we think a city is supposed to look like or supposed to be about. Here it is. Boom. There it is. Do you see that? Do you see that? It's called The Line. The Line. Do you see? Okay, so you see that big silver thing, right? That's running across the, whatever that is in Saudi Arabia. I think it's 75 miles. It runs 75 miles through the desert. You should know that the height of what you're looking at, the height is the size of the Empire State Building. So that wall is as tall as the Empire State Building and as wide as 75 miles. 9 million people are expected to inhabit it. What Neom, the city of Neom. Here, let me read you. We'll read what it's all about while you take a look at it. There's got to be some other cool stuff. The Line, 150 miles, a 150 mile long futuristic sustainable city concept to rise near the Red Sea. Skyscrapers, as the name tells us, are designed to be as tall as modern construction technology allows. Architects and engineers are pushing the boundaries of what's possible, and the world's biggest cities are now brimming with these structures. Meanwhile, we have a crazy proposal called The Line, which proposes a 150-mile-long building near the Red Sea. A 150-mile-long building. According to the Saudi Arabian government, this linear city is part of its Neom Smart City project. Aside from its total length, The Line will stand 1,640 feet high and 656 feet wide. If they ever complete this majestic plan, it will span a long stretch of land and even extend over into the coast. There is talk that American studio Morphosis will handle this massive undertaking. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, says, at The Line's launch last year, we committed to a civilization revolution that puts humans first based on radical change in urban planning. Whatever. It looks awesome. Here, let's scroll through some more of this. It looks awesome. Okay, there's the city. Got any other cool pictures? Oh, look at these. All right. So look at that. So that's what it looks like on the coast. Dude, that'd be cool to live in that building. I mean, I don't know if it'd be cool to live in that building forever, because at some point I think it might start to feel like a cruise ship or a space station or something. But I don't know. Pretty cool. Oh, so this is what it looks like at the end as it goes into the water. I wonder if the people on the water will have like the most expensive places. And there you get a look at, so it's two walls, tiny things inside. I don't know what this is about. I don't know. I can't even wrap my mind. What? Oh, so this is inside the walls? See there? Some like trees and stuff inside the walls. Why are they walled off? I don't know what's happening here. I'm telling you, the Arabs, they have too much oil money. It's too much. They're just doing, or maybe they have just enough oil money to do really crazy, interesting things. Byron says, imagine the birds that will smack into that. Oh, yeah. We don't worry about that with skyscrapers. But yeah, 150-mile long building that stretches throughout the desert. There's going to be some birds. There's going to be some things that crash into those. Jim's Steaks is trending, folks. Jim's Steaks. Of course, if you've ever been to Philadelphia, you know that when you go to get a Philly cheesesteak, you have two choices. You have Pat's Steaks, and Jim's Steaks. And they're both like right there next to each other. And one uses Cheese Whiz and one uses provolone. And, I don't know which one is which because I'm not a Philly native. But that's the difference. Jim's Cheesesteaks and Pat's Cheesesteaks. And you can actually go there. You can go and you can get a sandwich from Jim's and a sandwich from Pat's and then sit in like this little area and picnic tables and stuff. And you can eat, like, you can try them. And that's what a lot of people, Geno's is the other one. Yeah, you're right. Geno's and Pat's. Jim's is the other one that is around the corner. But it's on fire. So maybe we won't have to worry about Jim's anymore. Jim's Steaks is trending. Thank you. I forgot to mention Geno's. Let's see what the latest is, because I'm sure this has been. Fire at Jim's Steaks on South Street under control after more than 4 hours. It was a multiple alarm fire as of this morning. Firefighters say that a blaze at Jim's Steaks. Hold on. Firefighters say that a blaze at Jim's Steaks in South Philadelphia has been brought under control more than 4 hours after it started. The fire was reported around 9:15 a.m. That's 8:15 Central Time. 8:15 Friday at the popular Philadelphia cheesesteak shop on the 400 block of South Street. Smoke continued to pour out of the building into the early afternoon. It was finally declared under control at 12:33 Central Standard Time. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, definitely a fire. Looking at some pictures, definitely some fire. So there you go. So if you see Jim's Steaks trending today, that's why. Jim's Steaks. I don't know which one I had. I only had one. I didn't get to do, like, the two of them. I think I had Pat's. I think it was Pat's. I don't know. I like cheesesteaks. Cheesesteaks are all good. But I'll tell you what, the best cheesesteak, my favorite, actually, I shouldn't say the best cheesesteak because that's declarative and I'm not into being an absolutist at the moment and I haven't had all the cheesesteaks. My favorite cheesesteak, the one that I prefer in my limited cheesesteak explorations, Jersey Mike's Big Kahuna. Oh, do I love a Jersey Mike's Big Kahuna. Cheesesteak, gigantic cheesesteak with jalapenos mixed in there, a little bit of a kick and a spice. Oh, do I love that. Do you put ranch on your cheesesteaks? I do. And I realize that to people in Philadelphia that might be. That's probably to people in Philadelphia as obnoxious as when I see people here in Texas putting ranch dressing on their pizza. That's like super obnoxious to me. Like, what? So, but I do. I put ranch dressing on my cheesesteaks. Shakira is trending. Shakira's in some legal problems. Shakira, a little, what is she? What is she, Colombian? I want to say she's Colombian. Maybe she's Brazilian. I don't know. But she's looking at a bunch of years in jail here. Why? Well, because Shakira facing a fine of $23 million and 8 years in jail over unpaid Spanish taxes. Colombian pop star Shakira, I was right, Colombia. Colombian pop star Shakira is facing a lengthy jail sentence and a massive fine in Spain, where authorities have accused her of evading taxes worth $14.5 million, 14.8 million US dollars. There you have it. Shakira. Hips don't lie, but apparently her accountants do. Oh! What else do we have here? St. Louis is trending. St. Louis, we talked about Eastern Kentucky earlier. St. Louis is having some problems. St. Louis, second body pulled from the water as record water levels threaten Missouri and Kentucky. St. Louis, I don't know, is this hold on, I want to see the latest pictures. Because, when you're from that part of the country, you pay extra close attention to the level of the Mississippi River. Because when the Mississippi River level rises, forget about it. That water's coming. Deadly deluge. Second body has been pulled from the water in St. Louis with dozens trapped after record rain swamp region, killing 8 in Missouri and Kentucky. A second body has been pulled from the water in St. Louis where dozens were trapped after record rain swamped the region. And another 8 have died in Kentucky. Holy cow, we're looking at some pictures here. All right, there you go. That's why St. Louis is trending. They're flooding. But it doesn't look like, I'm looking at a picture of the Mississippi River here, at least through St. Louis, like through that area. They seem to have it pretty much dammed off, with breakwaters and pumps and all that kind of thing. But I don't know. We'll see. Well, that's it, man. Look, I'm telling you, the Mississippi River is a scary bitch. That is a scary bitch. Just look at some pictures or some videos of Mississippi River floodings over the years. Oh my God. Towns from Minnesota to Iowa to Wisconsin to Illinois to Missouri have just been wiped off the map by the Mississippi River. Just when it decides to go, I'm going to get a little bigger today. It's Buffalo Wing Day. Buffalo wings are trending. There are a number of places where it looks like you can get some free buffalo wings. Let's see. Well, let's see. National Chicken Wing Day 2022. Free wings at Buffalo Wild Wings, Hooters, and Zaxby's. I don't know what Zaxby's is. July 29th is the day to order wings, whether bone-in or boneless. Americans consume more than 1.4 billion wings over Super Bowl weekend alone, according to the National Chicken Council, and the pandemic only fueled our poultry passion. Demand for chicken wings has been through the roof since the beginning of the pandemic. Tom Super, National Chicken Council spokesperson, said in a statement earlier this year, pointing to the shift from sit-down restaurants to takeout and quick service during lockdowns. All right, let's give me where are the free chicken. Just tell me where I can get free stuff. All right, Buffalo Wild Wings, what are they offering? Buffalo Wild Wings is offering customers 6 free boneless or traditional wings with any $10 dine-in purchase all day today. So there you go. Get the Buffalo Wild Wings. You get the 6 free boneless or traditional wings when you buy $10 worth of food. 40-year-old restaurant chain is also using National Chicken Wing Day to settle one of gastronomy's great debates: traditional or boneless. Declare your pick on social media with the hashtag #WingDebate, and the results will be announced once a day. All right, traditional or boneless? Traditional. I like traditional. I like boneless too. I love buffalo wings. I like the flavor combination of hot buffalo sauce and blue cheese dressing. I like that. That's a delicious thing. The meat that is contained underneath those things, that really doesn't matter to me. You could buffalo shrimp, you could buffalo pork, you could buffalo steak. I don't care. I like the flavor of the buffalo sauce and the blue cheese. Everything else is incidental. But if you're saying, do you want wings, do you want traditional wings, or do you want boneless? I go traditional. I don't know. Boneless is good. I like boneless. Don't get me wrong. Fazoli's. Enter promo code WINGDAY when ordering on the Fazoli's app. Who has the Fazoli's app? Through August 3rd, and you'll get 5 free boneless wings. Hooters. All right, these are the wings that I like. Hooters wings are my favorite. Stop by Hooters on National Chicken Wing Day and get 10 free boneless wings with the purchase of any 10 wings. Oh, so I can get 10 wings at Hooters today. Oh, I think I've just figured out what my dinner's going to be. So I can just buy 10 wings at Hooters, and then they're going to give me an additional 10 wings for free. Ooh, okay. That's a good deal. It's just wings. I don't know what I don't think we have those here. Joling's Wings and Beer. We don't have Joling's Wings and Beer with native grill wings. These are all. Where's Plucker's Wing Bar? Okay, this wing-centric saloon with locations across Texas and Louisiana is celebrating National Chicken Wing Day. Let's see. $1 wings and $2 pints of Miller Lite on July 29th. Look at that. Get the Pluckers. There's Pluckers around here. Get the Pluckers for $1 wings and $2 pints. Although $1 wings, how big are their wings? That's not. When I bartended, we used to do on Tuesday nights, we had 10-cent wings. They were 10 cents. And that was just because it was Tuesday. $1 wings? I don't think so. 7-Eleven, because who doesn't love buffalo wings from 7-Eleven? On July 29th, members of the 7 Rewards loyalty program can get 10 classic buffalo wings for just $10. What? Again, $1 a wing? Oh my God. $1 a wing? $1 a wing is madness. Wingstop. I like the Wingstop. To celebrate National Chicken Wing Day, Wingstop is giving away 5 free classic or boneless wings with an order totaling of $10 or more. Just use promo code FREEWINGS when you order online or through the Wingstop app. All right. Wing Zone, I don't think we got those. I don't think we have Wing Zones around here. What else do we need? All right, that's it. There you go. That's why buffalo wings are trending, because it is National Buffalo Wing Day, and there are certain buffalo wing restaurants that are offering buffalo wing discounts. Steep buffalo wing discounts. Amy Grant is trending. Amy Grant. What a doll Amy Grant was, right? Couldn't name a damn thing she ever sang, but I just remember 30 years ago, Amy Grant was just an absolute doll. Vince Gill has canceled a bunch of his concert dates because his wife, Amy Grant, is in the hospital. She was involved in a bicycle accident. Doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal, but it's enough of a deal that old Vince Gill has decided to cancel his trip. Let's see. What else do we have here? Let's see here. Oh, Grandma. This is a fun one. Grandma is trending. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. So this grandma died, And like for years leading up to her, well, we're all going to die. But for years, she has been saying that she wanted a big giant penis and balls as her as her headstone when she dies. Yeah, well, damn it, her kids came through for her. 99-year-old Catarina Perez was a powerful woman with a big personality who had long declared her wish to have her final resting place memorialized with a giant dick, symbolic of her philosophy of being a badass and living life her way. Well, her family could not resist. So here, let's see it. We'll pull this up here. We'll see Grandma and we'll see her giant dick headstone. Why not? Grandma's funny. All right. Hold on. Let me pull it up for you. All right. Here's the monument. All right. They're unveiling the giant dick monument for old Grandma here. This is fun. All right. So, do we have it? Yeah. There we go. All right. All right, here we go. Let's check this out. They must have had money because that's a big monument. I mean, look at the thing it's sitting on. Do you know how expensive? Look at that base, and then you got to get like the cemetery to be okay with putting a giant dick in there. These people had this family has influence. Drug dealers. I'm just saying it. I'm just saying drug dealers. This is like a cartel grandma. Look there it is. Grandma likes her giant dick and balls. Seriously, though. I mean, I'm looking at this. If you or I just called a cemetery and said, yeah, so Grandma died. She wants a giant dick and balls. We're going to build this huge platform, tens of thousands of dollars that platform is. Dude, most people, when they die, they get a little plate. Maybe they get a little stone. That shit's expensive. These people had money. These people had money and they had influence because the cemetery was cool with them just putting a giant dick, right? So... I mean, why was the cemetery cool with that? No cemetery would be cool with that. This cemetery was cool with that because this lady wanted it. There you go, Grandma. All right. Good for her. She might have been a terrible person. I'm starting to think now that she's probably a terrible person. If in her death, she wields the kind of influence where she can have a gigantic dick and balls put on public display like that and everybody just be totally okay with it and nobody says shit. Not only that, but that was expensive. That's a big, giant, expensive... Not just the sculpture of the penis that they had on top of it, but the base. Did you see that base? That's like a statue. You can't just put a statue on top of wherever, your dad passes away and you can afford a statue. You can't just put a statue there. Everybody would do it. It's too expensive and they wouldn't let you. But apparently this woman had some stroke. No pun intended. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? This is it. This was trending and it was trending on Twitter. I don't know if it's still trending. Let's see how active it is. I thought it was interesting. I read a couple of them and thought that's interesting. Hashtag wasn't said in the 80s. Okay, so you know me, I'm from the 80s. So these are all things that people are posting that were not said in the 80s. Where is my charger? Yeah, that's a good one. Nobody in the 1980s was looking for a charger for anything. Yet here we are. We are always looking for chargers. Let's see. A lot of these are. My hair is just too big. Let's see here. All right. And you know what? These were funny earlier, and now everybody's getting political with it. Now it's all politics. All right, never mind. I don't even want to play this stupid game. You people in your divisive politics, you've ruined everything fun. Everything fun that we want to do around here. We can't do it now because hashtag wasn't said in the 80s. That's not a clarion call to just get all of your political bullshit out there with hashtag nobody in the 80s talked about forcing me to take a vaccine. Yeah, shut up! Oh, shut up. Hate you. All right, that's it. Those are all the things that I had prepared for today. Let's check. We do this now. This is kind of a regular thing. Let's check in on Twitter. Let's see what is trending on Twitter right now, because that's the easiest one to access. Sam Summer Fridays. That's trending number 1 on Twitter. No idea what that's about. Will Smith, trending number 2 on Twitter. We talked about that. Renaissance is trending number 3. We talked about that. That's Beyonce's new... Beyonce has released Act 1 of her new album, Renaissance. Shakira is trending. We talked about Shakira. Spanish prosecutor is asked for more than 8 years in prison for Colombian superstar Shakira and a fine of more than $23.5 million in a tax fraud case. We talked about that. Jackpot. I don't know what that is. Oh, by the way, is it tonight? Is it tonight, the Mega Millions? It's not trending. I don't know why it's not trending. Let me see. Is tonight the $1 billion Mega Millions? I don't know why it's not trending. You would think it would be. Maybe it's good that it's not. Oh, what are you kidding? You ain't going to win anything. Mega Millions. All right, let's see. $1.28 billion is the number as of right now. Let's see here. Let's pull this up. Is it tonight or tomorrow? Do you guys know? You guys probably know in the chat room. As the Mega Millions lottery jackpot swells to over $1 billion, a past Iowa Powerball winner reveals secret. There are no secrets. Oh, shut up. Shut up, past Powerball winner. You didn't have any secrets. Otherwise, you would have won it again. You don't just win once. It's luck. I lucked into it, and now I'm going to go around like I'm an expert. Like, I've got a system. This is how Oh, shut up. The Mega Millions lottery jackpot now is sitting at $1.2 billion. This is ahead of Friday night's drawing. All right, so remember, 9:45 tonight. You got to get your ticket by 9:45 tonight. $1.2 billion. So that's probably like $600K you'll get if you do the one-time thing. And why wouldn't you do the one-time thing? Again, oh, no, we're going to pay it off to you over the course of the next 20 years. Every year, you're going to get a check, and you can wait on that check, and you can depend on that check, because this is our society is tip-top shape. Nope. I don't believe our society is going to exist in 20 years, and I sure as shit don't believe that in 20 years after our society gets totally overturned, that you're going to still follow through on the deal of paying me, $100 million a year for the next 20 or whatever. I just give it all to me now. Give me all the money now, and you guys just go do with society what you want. I'm going to buy an island, and I'm going to build my own society. Let's see what else is. Fursuit Friday is trending. This happens every Friday, man. These furries, these people who dress like stuffed animals and then have sex parties. It's just so weird. Why is this a thing? What is wrong with our world? Ryan Kerrigan. Who's Ryan Kerrigan? Ryan Kerrigan is retiring. The Washington legend announced Friday that he is retiring from the NFL after 11 successful seasons. All right. Shohei Ohtani is trending right now. Shohei Ohtani was asked if he wants to be an Angel in the short and long term. He says, I'm with the Angels right now, and I'm very thankful for what they've done. I love my team, and I love my teammates right now. Boy, California Angels, I still call them because I come from the 80s. I still call them the California Angels. The Angels, if you're a baseball fan, and I won't go deep on this because nobody's a baseball fan except for me. Me and maybe Adam Reyna. I don't know. That's about it. And my 13-year-old. The Angels, I can't understand the Angels. The Angels have 3 of the best players in all of baseball, and they cannot put a team together. The Angels have arguably the best player in baseball in Mike Trout. They have the craziest oddity superstar in baseball in Shohei Ohtani, who is both a potential 20-game winner as a pitcher and a 30-40 home run hitter as a hitter. That's crazy. Haven't seen that since Babe Ruth. And then they got Anthony Rendon, and then they've got a whole bunch of nothing after that. It's like they've got 3 superstars that any team would want, and then a whole bunch of nothing. So the talk is that one, Mike Trout might be, I think Trout's done for the rest of the year now. He's lower back pains. He's And why wouldn't he? Mike Trout doesn't need to push it. This team sucks. It isn't going anywhere. It's another wasted season for baseball's greatest player, Mike Trout. Why not? He's going to hang him up for the rest of the year with lower back problems. This might be the beginning of the decline for Mike Trout, or he might be gone. Do you trade the best baseball player in the game? I don't know. That's never been done. Has it ever been done before? Has the greatest player at the point when he was considered the greatest player ever been traded? Certainly not. I mean, how old is Mike Trout? 30, 29, 30, something like that. He's got years left. He's got a lot of years left. And now they're talking about moving on from Shohei Ohtani. I'm telling you, man. The Angels they had Joe Madden. Joe Madden's a tremendous manager, and they ended up firing him. That is a cluster F going on out there. All right, what else is trending? Meathead is trending. Yeah, I bet Rob Reiner said something on Twitter. That's why he's trending. Who cares? Exxon is trending. ExxonMobil and Chevron, the two largest U.S. energy companies, reported record quarterly profits following the spike in oil and gas prices. You go for it, Exxon and Mobil. We're all struggling. We've all changed our daily lives because, we have to take shortcuts now, and maybe we're walking places because gas is so expensive. But you guys made record profits. Oh, all of that fear you had about losing money because of the war in the Ukraine. Look at you now, Exxon. Look at you now. Record profits. Alito is trending. We talked about that. POWs breaking. Ukraine denies shelling a prison in Donetsk, holding Ukrainian POWs from Mariupol, and accuses Russia of attacking it to hide its abuses there. Jim Stakes is still trending. 1.28 billion is trending. I think 1.28 billion is trending. I think that's the Mega Millions thing. Is it? It seems like it is, right? Isn't it? Justin, the Mega Millions jackpot has increased to 1.28 billion with an estimated cash value of 747.2 million. Last time we talked about this, the cash payout was 400 million, right? It was like 470 million. Yeah, because I remember I said that if I got 470 million, I would take that 70 million and that would be mine. And that is how I would live an incredibly blessed life. I would have everything I want. Anything. I have servants, whatever I need. 70 million will get me there. And then take that 400 million and then give it to people. Become like a guy who travels the country with a camera crew and just changes people's lives. I want to knock on people's doors, they're all poor and stuff and they need stuff. And I want to be there how would you like $100,000? And I'll just do that. That'll be my job. I would love that. That if I won the $1 billion prize or whatever, that is the job I would create for myself. I would just travel around. I would just travel around and I would give people money. I'd give it all away. I'd give away, right now, it's at 747 million. Okay, so here's what I would do with this case. I'm going to keep a solid 100 million, right? Well, why not? So I'm going to keep 100 million for myself, 647.2 million that I can just go out and give to people and have fun with. What am I going to do? I can't buy 1.28 billion. I can't buy a baseball team. That's what I would really like to do. If I won $5 billion, I'd buy a sports team and I'd just be like a crazy mean old owner. Sitting up there in the box, chomping on a cigar, hated by the fans. That would be something I would do. But, you can't do that with this amount of money. So I would give it back. I would keep 100 million for myself. I would live a lifestyle that is unbelievable on $100 million. And the rest of it, I would just I don't know. I don't know what I'd do. I just know that I would try to make people happy with it. I would try to change people's lives with it. What? Because I don't need more than $100 million. I really don't. And people are like, oh, really? You don't need more than No, I don't need more than $5 million. Honestly, if you just gave me $5 million today, I'd be like, you know what? I could live the rest of my life super comfortable on that $5 million, and I could probably do some good things with it too. $5 million, that's not a lot. What do I need? Worst case, I need to live in I need an apartment. I need a condo. I'll buy a condo. I don't want a house. I need a reliable car. I need healthcare. I need food. And I need the ability to stream. That's it. That's all I need. That's it. Let's see, what else do we have here? It's $2 too, by the way. Just so we know, the Mega Millions deal, it's $2. All right, there we go. That's it. We're gonna cut it short. 7 minutes short today. I can't continue. I am all out of things to say. I have reached my peak. Oh, tip the show. You can do that. Please tip the show. Help the show out. Okay, just if you can, that'd be great. The show runs on your kindnesses. We do 2 shows a day. We do the high noon show every Monday through Friday at noon. It's topics. It's all the things people are talking about. Then we come back at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Thursday night, and it's myself and James Parker. It's Pugs and Parker proudly present Pillow Talk on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. That's every Monday through Thursday at 9 p.m. And this one at noon, Monday through Friday. Nope, don't want that one. I had it right. There we go. Tip the show if you can. End of the month. We need a little help. Hi, Melissa. Melissa says, I'm so with you, Pugs. I don't need much. Adam Reyna, I'd set my entire family up with a house each, and that ain't cheap. And I've got 14 nieces and nephews, 8 brothers and sisters, including spouses and my mom. Yeah, Adam, you're worth $700 billion. You got plenty. You got plenty to do that. You can do that and still give the rest of it away. Never-ending quest. I have friends that I would take care of, like just off the top. Like if I had 470, or not 470 now, it's up to 700 million. So let's say I got 700 million. I would establish a bank. I would create like a bank, and the only people that would be able to go to that bank would be people who I give bank cards to. So that's how I would do it. And my mom, my mom's fiance, my mom's Eddie. I don't know what we're calling. My mom's Eddie. You get a bank card. Take care of his family. Emil, without a doubt, Emil gets a card. He gets access to the bank. Ed gets access to the bank. My guy Aaron gets access to the bank. His family gets access to the bank. My kid, my ex-wife, who's raising my kids, she get access to the bank. And that'd be it. Yeah, we'd all have cards and whatever. You need your bills paid, go ahead. You just use money. It's like $1 billion. There's no way. I don't know. I just resist the idea of winning $700 billion and then just having this mountain of cash so that I can go, look at my mountain of cash. Nah. Go out there. Have fun. Become someone that people love because you just knock on their door and give them a check. Now, I do recognize that with this plan, there would be some serious security risks. Like, I would have to have just like a wing of retired Mossad agents around me at all times, because anywhere I would go, people would be like, that's the guy who gives away money, give me money. Like, I get how that would be a problem. I'm willing to put up with it. Whoa. All right, I got to run around. I got to do something. I got to do, oh God, I got a bunch of stuff. I got something I got to do tonight. I got something that I got to do this afternoon. All right, folks, we're going to see you. You're the best. I love you. Have a great weekend. Stay cool. Come back on Monday for high noon, and we'll talk again then. And tip the show if you can. And I hope that you can. I love you guys. Bye. Quest.